All right, hello, welcome to another live episode of the O&G StrikeZone. Alongside Kelvin Rozier, I'm Bryan Fulford. Sorry we jumped on a little bit later than normal, folks. Just trying to get a few things taken care of and out of the way. Live on another Wednesday night. Sometime in the show, Marcus Green, I'm told, will join us. You got that same impression too, right?
That's what he said.
That's what he said. All right. Well, we'll hold a man to his word. We've got a big show for you tonight. No guest, just you folks in the chat, us, me, Kelvin, hopefully Marcus. And we're going to be doing a little recapping of the 25-26 academic year, some of the top moments. We've been wrestling with some of our top 10 moments of the year, trying to figure it all out. We do have live track and field going on right now. As if you are one of those folks that have the multi-TV setups, maybe you got the NBA Finals on, you got us on, you got the on ESPN Plus, you got the track and field outdoors. I think Kelvin, right now, the mid relays are happening.
Third heat just finished. A&T made they're All-Americans in relay because they made the final 8. They had the fastest qualifying time out of the 3 heats that didn't finish first or second.
Exactly. Yep. Just looking at it live here on the final results here on the NCAA website, North Carolina A&T. Actually, they finished with a faster time than somebody who finished in second. Yeah, Ohio State.
Yep.
Yeah, so A&T qualified to as All-Americans, and they will race for, the final event. They had a time of 38.53, which was third in their heat, but it was the 6th fastest time overall. Again, they had 3 heats of 24, 9 advanced to the finals, top 2 from each heat, plus the next 3 best times. So congratulations to the Aggies of North Carolina A&T, a super fast 4x100 team.
Yeah. Aggie Bryan.
Exactly. In a little less than an hour, the 110-meter hurdles will take place at 6:08 p.m. Pacific time. So that's 9:08 Eastern, 8:08 Central. Leonard Mastari is in heat number 2. And if Leonard can crack the top, what is it? Top, what I just say it was? Let me look at it here.
You got to be it's 3
9 so advance.
So he got to be either second in his heat or the top 3 qualifying times who didn't finish top 2 in their heat.
Yeah. 9 advance, top 2 in each heat, plus the next 3 best times. So Leonard is actually Leonard is in a heck of a heat. His heat features 3 of the top 5 times this season. So he will have to his time, his season best is a 13.53. He will probably need to shave I'm guessing 0.3 of a second off. So he will have to run definitely his personal and season best to advance into the finals.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then let me see. Let me go look at the times for tomorrow, because tomorrow the women's 4x100 takes place on day 2 of competition. I don't even know. I don't have the schedule for Thursday. If anybody in the chat has the Thursday schedule, I would imagine it would probably run very similar to the men's.
It will.
So that means sometime around 8 o'clock Eastern time tomorrow will be the 4x100 relay featuring our very own 4x100 relay team. So, yeah, we'll have to, maybe we'll do a live cut-in, Kelvin. I don't know. We'll have to see. You know, YouTube may frown upon it. We'll see what happens. Or I should say ESPN may frown upon it, but we'll see what happens. So let's go ahead and just give a few shout outs and let a few people know we appreciate them jumping in the stream when they did. Some folks are probably still getting logged in, probably getting situated for the night. Big night of action happening. Shout out to Jimmy Mack. First one in. Good to see you, Jimmy. Thank you for checking in. Ken Rozier checking in. Thank you for being a JBN subscriber, Ken. Appreciate you. Kelvin checking in with everybody. Bull checking in. Did you just give yourself a high?
That's right.
Oh my God, that's a bit much, but okay. Bull, good to see you, man. Thanks for checking in. Ashton Harris, Married 305, checking in from South Florida. Thanks for being a JBN subscriber.
What up, Cools?
JT in the house, in the hizzy. Makiba West. Hey, Makiba, thanks for being a JBN subscriber. Little Baby also in there.
Hey, big little baby.
Marcus. Thank you, Marcus. Good to see you.
What's up, Marcus?
Mr. Campbell in the house.
What's up, Steve?
Checking in. Also
Steven.
doing a little dual action. Marvin Allen checking in. Good to see you, Marvin.
Duval.
Let's see. Sweet. Good to see you, Sweet. Thank you for being a JBN subscriber. Gail. Hey, Gail. JBN subscriber. Thank you, Gail.
Anything is possible.
What up, Iria checking in? Good to see you, Iria.
South Kakalaki.
Checking in from the Carolinas. Chuck Hunt. What up, Chuck?
What's up?
Checking in
Nashville,
from
Tennessee.
Nashville on Facebook. Tim Young. What up, Tim? Also checking in.
It's a good chance.
Yeah, I don't know about today, though.
He's been on the show multiple times, but yeah,
he has.
We'll get him on.
He has. We'll get into some of the news there as well. Some good news celebrating a lot of folks there. Melissa checking in. Hey, Melissa. Thanks for being a JBN subscriber. Carrie Daniels. Another Duval. Duval well represented tonight.
Whoa.
Alice McCullough checking in, representing the 561 down at Palm Beach.
In the house. I'm right around the corner.
Yeah. All right. Good stuff. All right. Well, good to have Rattler Nation here. And again, want to thank everybody for watching. I see Melly Mel on IG. This super producer. She's so busy these days.
That's my producer, man. What's up, Melly Mel? Miss you.
Good stuff. Appreciate folks watching on Instagram Live, on Twitter, however you may be watching. All right, let's get into a few headlines.
Where you going first?
Well, I'm gonna try to go down. You know, I'm gonna try to stay in the order of the headlines that we put there.
Okay.
We already mentioned, of course, the track information, but also let me see. Hold on, I got to pull up the I'm bumping around here trying to pull up my images because this past weekend in Atlanta, Georgia, the ATL was the Black College Football Hall of Fame.
Wait, James Worthy be clapping when the Lakers win?
Is that how you be doing it?
Yeah.
The Black College Football Hall of Fame took place at the College Football Hall of Fame this past weekend. And Coach Rudy Hubbard, who you can see sitting there in the middle, was inducted alongside. He was the only coach of the, I think, 6.
Well, one's a current coach now, but then he ain't go in as a coach.
Well, yeah, okay. So the inductees this year consisted of. Let me make sure I get the whole list because I hate leaving anybody out. This is last year's list. Come on, where's the list that I know you had Jimmy Smith. Of course, outside of Rudy Hubbard, you had Jimmy Smith, formerly of Jackson State. You had Tyrone Poole, Fort Valley State. Where's the? Hold on.
I didn't. Ain't it on the script?
Is it? I don't know. It was on the script. Go there. I mean, help me out here. You got me out here dangling on a string. I don't know where it is. I know a good friend of the program, Steve Weish, of course, Howard alum and a contributor with the NFL Network.
Yeah,
he was a part. Yeah, he was a part of this class.
Coach Hubbard said he was glad to live to see it. It is long. It is kind of overdue. Since it started in 2014, you would have thunk. He would have
again.
Made it back now.
I say this. The Black College Football Hall of Fame. This is only the 17th class. It was started in 2010. Okay.
How many people don't want? How many HBCUs don't want NCAA 1AA championship?
I
mean, when you in there by yourself, I'm just saying.
Well, look, if you want to, well, but there were coaches coaching Black College football before Rudy Hubbard. Now, I'm just saying there are a lot of well-deserving guys. It's hard to look. Didn't we have this similar debate with Jaquay Nunley last year?
I didn't say he had to be the first one in, but he definitely should have been in before now. That's all I'm saying. But I'm glad he got in.
Yeah, exactly. We could go through the series. You could go through the debate if you want to.
It's only the debate if I care about the other position. I don't.
Obviously. Of course, Hubbard was inducted into the FAMU Sports Hall of Fame all the way back in 1990. In 2021, he was a member of the College Football Hall of Fame. Again, that Hall of Fame started well before the Black College Football Hall of Fame. So I'm just, it is this is the, I guess you would say this is the trifecta for Hubbard being inducted not only in the FAMU Hall of Fame, but then the College Football Hall of Fame, and then the Black College Football Hall of Fame. Yeah. So, good to see him recognized there along with his peers.
Nick Collins from Bethune, Tyrone Poole, Eddie Robinson Jr., head coach at Alabama State University.
That's the other name. Yeah, Eddie Robinson Jr., who went in as a player, although he is, of course, a coach. Right?
Yep. Jimmy Smith and Steve Weiss. Very, very strong class. Very strong class.
It was a strong class. And they don't look, that's 6 names. So, if you wonder about the backlog of names, I think the Hall of Fame, Hall of Excellent, not just the Hall of Good. This is the Hall of the best of best. And I think every year, they're getting in. They're getting it right. They're getting names. So where does Coach Hubbard fall among the list of FAMU? He is the 7th Rattler to go in to the Hall. Now, if I'm not mistaken, at the Hall of Fame, and you see there have been some pictures. Now, first off, shout out to Nate Newton. Nate Newton, who is a member of the Black College Football Hall of Fame, right? A FAMU grad, former Dallas Cowboy, Super Bowl champion. If you follow Nate on Twitter, he was taking a ton of pictures. A lot of pictures he was posting. Also, Greg Coleman, former punter from Florida A&M in 72 to 75, of course, earned the nickname Coffin Corner. Of course, we know him we have other
his other name.
No, I wasn't. I was going. He has other nicknames, which he has told and shared on our show, which I will not do justice by talking about it. Just it's classic. That's all I can say. It's classic. But Greg Coleman was in the building, and then also Henry Killer Lawrence, who was a part of the class of 2023. He, of course, an offensive lineman at FAMU from 71 to 73, played with the Raiders for 13 seasons, a 3-time Super Bowl champion, 2-time Pro Bowler. He also elected to the FAMU Sports Hall of Fame. So those 3 were there. And then, of course, 3 more Rattlers who are part of the Hall of Fame. You have Tyrone McGriff, who was an O-lineman from 76 to 79. He was part of the class of 23 with Henry Lawrence. Also, don't forget Ken Riley. As a defensive back, Ken Riley was inducted in 2015. Again, 2010 was the first class, right? Ken Riley inducted in 2015. And then, of course, going in as part of the second class was Bob Hayes back in 2011.
Duh.
Yeah, exactly. So that makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That makes Coach Hubbard the 7th and actually the first FAMU coach.
Technically not.
No, actually, I'm sorry. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me back up because I don't know why this isn't affiliate. This is incorrect. I'm looking at the website. Actually, we have 7th because I did forget, of course, part of the inaugural class, Jake Gaither. Right?
You forgetting somebody else too?
I am. Who else? That's shameful. I'm looking at the website. So who else did I forget?
Joe Taylor.
Yep. Okay. And also, I just realized Willie Gallimore was a part of the first class. See, this is crazy. See, I go back and look at the very first class in 2010. I was having this discussion with Drew, and there's just something about the way this website is set up. When I go back and look at the inaugural class, Willie Gallimore was a part of the inaugural class.
Yeah.
Right. As well as Jay Gaither. So that puts, and then you mentioned Joe Taylor. Obviously, Joe Taylor, former FAMU coach. That puts a number at how many then? 9?
10, ain't it?
Probably 10. And obviously, eventually, Coach Joe, I don't think Coach Joe is in yet.
You don't see his name up there?
Let me look. I didn't look.
I would think. I know he went in some kind of Hall of Fame. I don't know which one it was.
Yeah, shame on me if I know. Yeah, I don't know if Coach Joe is a part of the Black College Football Hall of Fame yet. So I'll have to. And I think, part of it is they're getting to coaches from part of the I'm doing one quick thing here. No, Billy Joe did go in. He part of the 2017 class. Of course, Joe was a part of Cheney, Central State, and Miles. So Joe's in. So actually, all of our Hall of Fame coaches are in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all of our Hall of Fame coaches are in. Yeah, I apologize. Yeah, I didn't mean to freak anybody out. Again, my mistake. I thought the Black College Football Hall of Fame website had a better aggregating system. So, if you count our 4 Mount Rushmore coaches, they're all in. Then you've got 8 players that are in. The 6 previously mentioned, Willie Gallimore. Yeah, I don't know. But anyway. Congratulations. Yeah. Congratulations. That's ridiculous. I thought that, you try to do something right, and just the information is just tattered all over the place. But yeah, that's one thing I would love to have, whenever we do these kind of things, and this is a shout out to anybody who do, just put a little aggregate of the, the former Florida A&M coaches and players that are a part of the Black College Football Hall of Fame. Whenever the next one goes in, whoever it is, because actually, so Jaquay would have been, yeah. See, now I'm going to have to go back and do an extensive search and just redo it, and maybe we'll just have to publish a story so that it's in the universe that highlights all of the players and coaches, because obviously Jaquay was a part of last year's class. I think it was last year. Yeah, it was last year.
Yeah.
So, anyway, they need a database. You know what, Troy? If you go look at the site, they kind of have a database, but I don't feel like the database is not accurate.
Right.
Because again, if you go look at the database based on Florida A&M, because they do it by year, by position, and then school. So when you go to Florida A&M, you only see 6 names there. That's what threw me off, because I did the search based on Florida A&M. And then, of course, as we were chit-chatting and talking about it, that's when you come to realize, wait a minute, I forgot this guy, that person, so on and so forth. So, yeah. But, yeah, congratulations there. All right. This past weekend, camps were a big story in Tallahassee, Kelvin.
Absolutely.
Camps, this summertime. Trust me, I know. I'm in the middle. We're doing our high school basketball camp, and already, after 3 days, so look, here's a funny story. First year we did this, we did a 5-day camp, and coach was like, "Why are we doing 5 days?" I'm like, "Everybody does 5 days, coach." He was like, "No, they don't. They do 4." And I said, "Why we always?" I felt like we were shorting people. And this was me on Tuesday. By Thursday, I understood why people only do 4-day camps, because I was dog tired. But after day 4, and was like, "Hey, we got one more day of camp." I'm like, "Yay!" So,
how many kids and teams participating?
Well, we do youth, so it's like 1st to 7th graders. So you get anywhere from 25, 30 kids, somewhere in there. But even that's a lot. It's a grind.
So your high school team, they weren't in Tallahassee?
No. We weren't in Tallahassee. We're going to Gainesville this weekend. Live period. We do the live period stuff. So we'll be in Gainesville this weekend, and then in 2 weeks we'll be in up Atlanta. But so anyway, I understand the grind of camps. But anyway, camps the big story this weekend because Charlie Ward's team basketball camp took place at the same time as Florida State's basketball camp. You also had Coach Gray having his prospect camps. And Kelvin, talk a little bit about it. Big time numbers at both camps.
Absolutely. I was able to go by the basketball camp and talk with Coach Ward and Coach Lazarus for a little bit. And they had somewhere between 53 and 55 teams from as far as Missouri and Midwest.
Wow.
So it was heavily attended. There was a couple of teams there that kind of went to both camps, but when they came to our camp first and went over to Florida State for a few hours, then they came back to our camp. And you saw a lot of offers come out of basketball for 28, 29 out of interesting enough. But it was a beautiful thing. I have some pictures that I took. And it was well attended. It looked like a first class Division I camp. Mm-hmm. And you know, they had, and I'm gonna tell you how successful and how big this camp was. So they had all 3 courts at Lawson going at the same time with teams. They had the court at Gaither going on, and then they had the 2 indoor courts at the rec center. Wow. So they were using 3 facilities.
6 courts.
3 days from basically 9 to 9. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So, you know, great exposure. I knew a lot of the refs, interestingly, who was roughing that camp. Mm-hmm. And with Quinn's camp.
Hold on a second. Before we jump to Quinn, let me read a quote here from out of the Democrat, Charlie Ward's camp here. He said, quote, "We want to establish an identity. And one of the ways is through the high school ranks and to have a team camp. Of course, don't forget Coach Ward spent, the last several years at Florida High. And I mean, that's what we do in high school level. We participate in team camps on the weekends in the summer. He continued by saying, build those relationships. As high school coaches, we attended many team camps and understand their importance. Those things are very valuable for a team to establish good habits. He continued by saying the goal is to try to get the best competition so that they can feel like they came and got their money's worth and needs met. It's a good start for our first year as we continue to build our program." And the article mentions they expected 30 to 40 teams to attend. So the fact that they got 53, woo, great job. Great job.
Yeah. And let me add, I'm not going to get in front of the total information, but I'll say this. And one of the things we already know. So the schedule is almost pretty much finalized. They waiting on one contract, but we already know we started the season off in Tampa against Florida State. And I will say there will be announcements coming in terms of roster, and we're going to look a little different with this probably with this group. They may be long and skilled versus super athletic. Let me put it that way. And when the I's are dotted and T's are crossed, I think everybody understand what I meant by that.
Okay. All right. Let's jump over to the football field, Coach Gray's camp.
So that happened early. I had a lot of things going on. I couldn't get there that early. But Coach had around, my understanding, 400 plus kids at his camp. And again, he had kids from all over, had a lot of good coaches also who brought their kids to the camp and help assist with that camp. And I think I did see a few offers with football also coming from those camps. And that's the beauty of the camp. You get to see the student athletes in person, see physically how they act, and how they respond around being coached and around other kids, and their competitive nature, some intangible things you may not get to see without the camps, and you get to expose them to your brand and your facilities, and they get a feel of the coaching staff. So I can't remember where we had both basketball and football camps in the same summer, number one, because I know Coach McCullum never did a camp. And
there was always something that prevented that from happening, if I recall those conversations.
Yeah, but Coach was the coaches were very complimentary of the support and assistance they got with the university and being able to host these camps.
It's huge.
And it's extremely important. And Quinn has camp tomorrow. I think it is the 11th, 707 camp.
Yeah, he has the big man camp and then the 7v7 camp tomorrow, June 11th.
Yeah.
The 400 players, high school players that attended, this was Coach's first prospect camp. Of course, I guess, even in his time at Albany State, it doesn't appear as if he did a prospect camp there, or at least if I'm implying, I understand in the article that Gerald wrote for the Democrat. So this was his first. And again, being able to put your best foot forward means a lot. And to get people to be able to put eyes on the type of program, reading a quote here from Coach Gray, as we know, recruiting is a lifeline for our program. Quote, we have to make sure we're putting our best foot forward and bringing the best talent possible. This is one of the highlights of our summer, being able to bring kids from all over the Southeastern region so we can have them on campus and be able to evaluate them right in front of our eyes. So you had not only Gray, but all the assistant coaches. You had some of the student athletes there. For example, Isaiah Knowles is someone that's featured in the article, somebody who has an interest in coaching apparently in the future. You had quarterbacks coach there as well, Reed Sanders, working with young people. So, I mean, there's a lot of good teaching going on. And I think that is what is that's the kind of stuff that sells. That's the kind of stuff that sells, knowing that there's good teaching going on, and along with all the other intangibles that FAMU has to offer. So, congrats. And then, we'll see what the 7v7 and the big man camp turn out. Hopefully those turn out similar numbers to the scale, but it's huge. It's huge.
Yeah. And we've got camps for women's basketball and volleyball coming up also at the end of the month.
Yeah, actually, I think Coach Gordon's prospect camp, I got the flyer here, is actually going on Saturday. That was the difference. Obviously there's a difference between prospect camps is more as when you're bringing in individuals. Team camps, like what Coach Ward did, is more for your teams, high school teams. But there's Coach Pressure's information there on the team camp that she's hosting, again, for grades 8 through 12th. That's entering in the fall, 8th grade, to seniors from 9 to 2. So if you have an individual, a young lady Actually boys and girls. So it's an opportunity for boys and girls to come be a part of this camp. And so great opportunity to come be a part of it. And then I think the other flyer that you mentioned for Gordon is the one for the younger age group. And that is the Future Rattler Skills Camp, which is for grades 1 through 7th, boys and girls entering the fall.
Yeah. So she getting them ready before they get to the high school level and exposing them to the brand. And then she getting those potential future athletes that be recruitable the next year or two. And Bryan, you I think was that you or Marcus that was you who put that information about a Coach Gordon. And of course we know her legendary status and what she did as a player from high school through the pros, but there was one tidbit that I wasn't aware of, and that was the WNBA initial class and a flyer, a poster of that in the inaugural season.
Yeah, I was funny you mentioned it because I knew I just had a feeling we were going to go there. There was an and I'm finding it here. I found the photo here. Let me see if I can pull it up here quickly. Yeah, here we go. Speaking of Gordon, obviously this is the 30th year anniversary of the WNBA, right? And some people might have forgotten, that initially when the league came out, right? Lisa Leslie and Rebecca Lobo, along with, I think, I don't know if Cheryl Swoops was part of it, but I know Lobo and Leslie were two of the featured athletes, right? But also, if you take a look there to the left, and the Monarchs jersey was none other than Coach Pressure, Coach Gordon, representing the Sacramento Monarchs in the inaugural season. Of course, highly, she's goated, obviously, based on her performances and her resume at Tennessee and as an Olympian, right? And she was part of that.
And an international player before.
Exactly, international player, which is also kind of interesting because this was the time when so many of these ladies were making a name for themselves overseas. And this league was the first time that, players like Cynthia Cooper, right? Cooper, no one, outside of people who knew that who Cooper was, right? Cynthia Cooper was over there balling overseas. Of course, people forgot that Cooper played, with Cheryl Miller at USC probably. And all she did was join a comic squad with Cheryl Swoops. Of course, Swoops was coming fresh out of her college career, which I think was kind of sort of the catch because I think Lobo was just getting out of college. Leslie was getting out of college. Swoops was just getting out of college. And so that's why they were the fresh young faces of the WNBA. But people like, Coach Gordon and some of the others that had been playing overseas and with the Olympics or whatever, they were the ones that were they were known internationally,
right?
And within their college communities, but on a national scale, had I hate to say the word forgotten, but they were just kind of overlooked a little bit, and so it kind of woke people up back then. But here we are, 30 years later, and the WNBA still going strong. A bit messy at times on social media, which is why that's why I love the W. But it's still good basketball.
Good ball, very
still
good ball.
Good basketball. It is, and then it has its own life after the game on social media. If you know, you know. But if if you don't subscribe to WNBA Twitter, then just enjoy the games, and it's good stuff.
Next time we have Coach on, we gotta show her that picture and ask her about it.
You know what? I definitely am. I gotta reach out because I would imagine with the All-Star game that they're going to do. I don't know where they're having the WNBA All-Star game this year, being the 30th year. I'm gonna have to kind of reach out to her and kind of say, hey, we need you on the show to kind of take us back and share some stories from those inaugural years and just that promotional photo. But shout out to the young lady on social media that put that out there. We retweeted that or reposted it from our social handles. So yeah, good stuff. Hey, Kelvin, let's do this. Let's take our first break, and we got a few other headlines that we want to get to, and then maybe we can also start getting into the first couple of stories that made our top 10 moments of the 25-26 academic year. I want to hear from you guys in the chats. What was your top moments of the year?
For athletics.
Athletics now. Things that involved athletics.
FAMU athletics.
Yes, FAMU athletics. Things that involve the top moments of the 25-26 year. You guys start loading them up in the chats. I'll star them so that way as we get to them, we'll kind of see if you guys touched on some things that maybe we missed, and we'll go from there. Again, coming up right on the other side of this break, you're watching the O&G StrikeZone right here on the Black College Sports Network. We'll be back in just a moment.
From cancer care to accidental injuries to cardiac care, we all know that there are times that you can't control what happens in your life. But with Globe Life Family Heritage, you can be prepared to weather the storm when it comes. Call Dr. Beverly Eagle Rogers at 877-300-8269 or visit the website at globelifefamilyheritage.com. With over 25 years of serving communities, Dr. Beverly Eagles Rogers is here to help you and your family through difficult times. Dr. Beverly takes pride in Globe Life being one of the few companies that returns 100% of premiums to clients that stay healthy. So for more information, call Dr. Beverly Eagle Rogers at 877-300-8269 or visit the website at globelifefamilyheritage.com.
If you've ever told yourself, I want to get into real estate but don't know where to start, here's something just for you. From Friday, July 31st to Sunday, August 2nd, the Learn Real Estate Fast Masterclass is coming to McKenzie Office Park in College Park. You'll learn wholesaling, commercial investing, and how to purchase property with zero money or credit. I can tell you, education and access are everything. This masterclass is designed to give you both. Whether you're brand new or ready to level up, this is where you start making real moves. Enjoy free lunch, free study materials, and receive a certification of completion. So don't wait. Seats are filling fast. Do not sit on the sidelines while others build wealth. Take that first step toward ownership and legacy. Get your tickets now at learnrealestatefast.com or tickpick.com. For more information, call 678-859-3303. Master the market. Build your legacy. Secure your future today.
For over 30 years, HBCU Image has been more than just an apparel store. We've been a movement, a statement, a legacy. We celebrate the pride, the purpose, and the culture that make historically black colleges and universities legendary. Whether you're a student or a lifelong supporter, our gear lets you wear your HBCU story with confidence and style. Because when you wear HBCU Image, you're not just wearing clothes. You're wearing culture. You're wearing pride. You're wearing purpose. HBCU.
This is Bryan Fulford. AD Drew and I are co-hosts of the BCSM Sports Wrap. We talk about all things related to HBCU athletics. From the games, teams, coaches, and fan interest stories, we cover it all. You can find our shows on Facebook at BCSM Sports Wrap, YouTube at MyJBN Online, and everywhere you listen to podcasts like Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. You can also find the show on the Jericho Broadcast Network's app. Make sure to download. We look forward to you joining the conversation and being a part of the show.
Welcome back to the O&G Strike Zone alongside Kelvin Rozier, Bryan Fulford here. Just trying to snag a couple of headline things off the interwebs as we spotlight, look at the top moments of the year coming up.
By the way, you asked the question, where's the WNBA All-Star game?
All-Star game, yeah.
July 25th in Chi-Town.
Chicago. Okay. Oh, that'll be interesting. There it is. I wanted to wait for this one segment, this one headline for Marcus regarding some of the recent transfer news that we've seen. So I'm going to hold tight on that for a second. Let's go to headline number 4, Kelvin. A FAMU assistant softball coach is now a new head coach in the SWAC.
Yeah, congratulations to Coach getting her first coaching gig. And, Coach transferred to Bethune-Cookman as a college player with a year or two left. And from California, her mom was telling me the whole story at the softball NCAA announcement at Bragg Stadium. And then, of course, after her playing days, she got into being a pitching coach, and Coach Bill brought her on, and who knew? She's getting her opportunity at Grambling State University. So congratulations to Coach. And I'll be interested to see what Coach Bill brings in next.
Yeah, definitely. Coach Jessica Hurtado, of course, is who Kelvin was mentioning. Just recently accepted the head coaching position over at Grambling State, and so we wish her well. Except for when she plays FAMU,
So we got 3 coaches or 2 other coaches besides our own. We got 3 FAMU coaches in the SWAC now.
Slowly becoming a takeover. Exactly. Coach P over at Alabama State. Coach Jess over there at Grambling. Be a good one here. We'll see how that rolls for her. So wish her the best. I will say, I'll save it. I'll give it one more break to breathe before we get to it. I want to mention it because I thought it's funny. I see Tim Young in there, and Tim and I were exchanging a few social media texts regarding one of these topics, but I'll save it because I think it's a first, Kelvin, and I know you keep up with these kind of things better than me, but I do want to spotlight it when we do get to that point. I will mention also, last week I mentioned the let me see if I can pull up the graphic that showed all of the game times, or no, I'm sorry, the game locations in terms of the television locations for the football schedule. And then, I peeped. What I thought I saw was the actual game times. I thought I saw a graphic, and then I didn't see it anymore. So, I think maybe somehow it got posted. Maybe it wasn't supposed to be posted. I don't know. But
game times in terms of the TV is out anyway. The ESPN released theirs. The SWAT TV released theirs. HBCU Go released theirs.
Well, no, I don't think all of it. They last week when we dropped that graphic, some of the times weren't all released. Some of them. So
you got a few to be determined based on what's going on in the season.
Right. But as of right now, all of the game times are known. There are no more TBDs, at least not for us.
Mm-hmm.
So let me just run through here. Again, I'll just quickly run through the game times. Of course, Albany State will be at 7 p.m. We know that the Orange Blossom Classic will be played at 3 p.m. on September 6th. That's a Sunday. The Thursday game against Miami is an 8 p.m. game. ACC Network. Then we come back home on September 19th. That is a 7 p.m. game. Another night game the following Saturday against Alabama A&M, 7 p.m. When we travel to Alabama State,
everything else is 3.
It's 3 o'clock. Is everything else 3?
Everything else 3:30, right?
You're right. Everything else is 3 o'clock. Yep. The Jackson State game is at 3 o'clock Eastern, so that's a 2 Central. Arkansas Pine Bluff is a 3 in the afternoon game. That's homecoming. Southern is a 3 in the afternoon game. We go to Lorman, Mississippi. That's a 3 Eastern. That's 2 Central. We come back home. Last home game of the season against Valley at 3. And then, of course, in Camping World Stadium, 3:30. So, yeah. There you go. So, power of TV.
Yep.
The power of TV. All right. Let me see. Let me put out the.
By the way, San Antonio taking it to the Knicks right now.
Man, for someone who thought, that's goaltending. For someone who thought the Knicks were going to come out and really show up in quarter one, I tell you, man, really disappointed in these cats. Oh, hey, get to ESPN now. The 110 is happening. Get over the ESPN right now. The 110-meter hurdles. Let me see if I can pull it up. Maybe I might be able to sneak a peek here.
Yeah, the heptathlon was on. That's why I turned away from it.
Yeah, well, supposedly, I don't, who knows? Supposedly.
Yeah, it's going on now. Heat 1 just ran.
Heat 1, okay. Heat number 2. Oh, come on. Where's the? Oh, Jesus. Don't tell me I can't watch it because I don't have the plan.
It's on regular ESPN.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that right now. That's I have access to it. Let's just put it like that, okay? I just got to go through some steps to get there. All right, heat number 1. Is that heat number 1 that just finished?
Yes.
All right, heat number 1 just finished. Now, 13.44. Again, Leonard Mastari His season best is 13.53. 13.44 is right now the 5th fastest time. But again, that is, obviously heat number 1 finish. So heat 1, they're doing their warm-ups right now. So if you are someone who is got a dual screen set up, jump on over to your dual screen right now and let's watch Leonard's run here. And I told you he's running in a fast heat. He's running with that guy there from Auburn.
Yeah, he's going to have to get off to a super good start and run a clean race to try to get his personal best and find a way, because it's going to be tight. These guys running 13.27 is getting you 4th place right now in your heat.
Yeah, those are the 3 guys right there. The number, I think, 2nd, 3rd, and 5th fastest times. Those 3 guys that they're mentioning there.
Let's go, Rollins.
All right. Well, we're gonna stay live here with the action as the runners. We're live watching the NCAA quarterfinals. Is that what they call it? Quarterfinals?
No, these are the semifinals.
Semifinals, okay. All right. Mustari is in the far lane 9. Actually 9 is on the inside. 9 is to the far left of the screen. In the orange top and green.
Can't even see him because of the railing.
Yeah, come on now. It's horrible. Horrible television. Anything is possible. Leonard, let's go. Obviously, the main feature will be on these guys. Exactly. We're watching live. Runners are in the block.
I'm looking at his start. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. And he didn't run clean. He just hit early. But he hanging in there as best he could. He just didn't run clean enough.
12.76.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's a record there, ain't it?
Is it?
I believe that's.
Hey, he's celebrating like it is. The energy, boy, I tell you. All right, let's take a look at it. Yeah, well, 12.6. He's in first place.
Oh, no doubt about that.
I mean, no doubt. I'll tell you.
12.75. They done took a.
He did. He took like a quarter of a second, 0.25 faster than the kid from Texas. I told you that was a fast heat.
Yeah, that time is ridiculous, man.
Yeah. Let's see. Leonard ran a 13.58. 13.58. You know, which was just.
He didn't run a bad race. He just didn't run a race where he was going to compete with those guys.
Yeah. So unfortunately, he will not finish top 9. We'll wait to see what the third heat. The kid Malachi Snow, you can see Leonard there. His time 13.58, finished 7th. The kid Malachi Snow, he finished just a little bit behind him.
I'm trying to see how much. Let me just look it up. I'm trying to see how much he beat the record by.
Well, it was a personal best, a collegiate best,
I'm pretty sure it's the world best this year.
a meet best. I mean, they got all 5 of the things queued up there. I mean, going into the meet, 12.98 was the collegiate and meet record all the way back in 2019. So he just shattered that with a 12.75. All right. Well,
yeah, that's the record.
That's a world record?
Yeah. Aries Mary ran a 12.880. Set the record on September 7, 2012. Now I don't know about the win and everything. Is it win legal? But yeah, that time is a world record.
Well, hell.
That's why he acting so crazy.
Yeah, he knew it too. He knew it. Man, that's disgusting.
And that's from in 2012. That record been there for a minute too.
No, 2012 was the world record.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, 2019 was the meet and the collegiate record.
So you mean he must be 29 or something?
2019, is that what I said? What I say?
You said 19. You saying 19?
Yeah, 2019. 2019.
Oh, you talking about the date? Okay, got you.
The previous record in the meet and the collegiate was 2019. They don't have the stats for the world record here on this particular.
Yeah, I'm looking at AI. AI said it was 2012, 12.80.
Okay, yeah. Tim says it's a legal time, so appreciate you, Tim. All right. Well, congratulations on a great season for Leonard Mastari. And again, we'll be looking tomorrow to see what time the women's 4x100 team run. It should be sometime within the 8 o'clock hour tomorrow.
I believe A&T got a run in his third heat too. And he actually was in the top 8, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Keep me abreast of that, if you will. All right, let's get into a couple of these top moments from the past year, and we're gonna try to do this from 10 to 1. That's how we're gonna try to do it, and we'll kind of see. We'll see what happens here. Moment number 10. Hold on, let me get the little graphic here up to kind of promote this. And again, I want to encourage you guys in the chat to feel free to go ahead and let us know what you think. You know, what were the top moments from the year? All right, we'll start with number 10. We're going to take it down from 10 to 1.
Hold on one second before you get started. Dude, my A&T won his heat.
Did he really?
He won the heat at 13-17.
Wow. Okay. Aggie pride, HBCU love. Okay. Look at the Aggies. Yeah, congratulations to the Aggies.
Yeah. and he didn't even run a clean race. He hit the last 3 or 4 hurdles.
Okay. Story number 10. Moment number 10 from the past year. Tim asked a question, good or bad. Well, Tim,
whichever way you want to go with it, Tim.
Whichever way you want to go, Tim.
We did discuss that.
We discussed it. All moments can't be good moments because that wouldn't make them. That wouldn't be honest. Sometimes there are some bad moments. But this is a look back on the year. So, story number 10: women's basketball building its momentum from a season ago. The Lady Rattlers under third year Coach Bridget Gordon made it to the SWAC tournament for the second time in her tenure. And this time, the Rattlers got a win in the tournament this time, correct?
Correct. They beat BCU for the second time in about a week's period.
Which even makes it sweeter, right?
Yeah.
That in itself made it very sweet as the team finished 7-11 in conference play. We finished the regular season with a 66-60 win over Bethune. Obviously, Kelvin and we saw the very disappointing loss to Bethune at the beginning of this conference season. Then in the opening round of the SWAC tournament, 55-52 win. And then we took the –
yeah.
What'd you say?
Very good showing against the
number
SWAC
one
champion.
team, the SWAC regular season champion, number 1 seed, Alabama A&M. We lost 72-68, but we pushed them. I mean, we had that game. There were 2 or 3 moments late in the fourth quarter that it was a tie ball game, we had moments where if we could have just not to jump, we could have just finished.
We didn't have the finisher, and I remember Liv talking about that early on in the season. Who's going to close games for them?
Yeah. Well, we didn't have it, and then we kind of maybe exposed some things because in the next round, Alabama A&M ended up losing. I believe it was it the Southern?
Southern.
Yeah, they lost in the next round, the semifinal to Southern. Their long winning streak coming to an end. No real significant postseason play for a team that had a lot of high hopes based on what they were doing in the regular season.
But they were barely winning in the regular season. I predicted and thought that they had a good chance of not winning the tournament.
Okay.
They had outlasted a lot of people.
Yeah. This team, we saw a lot of, again, this was another year this was the second consecutive offseason for Coach Gordon where we saw massive turnovers. But the thing about this group really stuck. These were her girls. Coach told us prior to, in the summer of 25, she told us that she was excited about the group of young ladies that she was bringing in because they were the ones that she recruited. They understood her better than most. And we talked
Dog mentality.
Some of those young ladies, we talked to them on the show last summer. They knew who Coach Gordon was, or maybe Coach Gordon made them look her up.
Google me.
Right. And you're right. So they that was a good group. I really enjoyed that team. And then I think what spoke volumes is what happened afterwards, Kelvin. That team in a world where we saw, if you go and look at Liv's SWAC or just look at her HBCU transfer portal page, there were 2 programs. There were only 2 women's basketball programs that did not have at the time, and I don't know if that still exists. Maybe you had somebody sneak in there, but for the majority of the transfer portal season, FAMU was one of 2 schools that had no players leave the portal or a jump to get in the portal and go elsewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, what that said was the young core, there's about 4 returners that played significant minutes. 3 of those 4 practically started every game, while the 4th started sporadically. But there's a solid core that's going to be returning next season. Even some of the players who played but maybe got hurt a little bit throughout the year. And then she went out and recruited her tail off. And we spotlighted, I think a few weeks ago, some of the 7 recruits that she brought in. A good mix of high school, one of the top high school players in the state of Alabama, high school, JUCO, got a big-time transfer from a Division II Defensive Player of the Year, got some Division I so there's a lot of ingredients that Coach Gordon got. Coach Gordon got a contract extension, I think a 1+1 if I read somewhere correctly. So, winning is on the table, and we can be nothing but excited about the future. And it looks like I feel like the program is finally at its most stable since the mid 2010s, since probably Liv was a player, which is about a decade ago, right?
What you trying to say? Don't call Liv old.
I didn't say that. You just said that.
You heard
so we'll be talking about is women's basketball, the next FAMU program poised to make a jump into the SWAC's upper tier. I think that's a good talking point.
Yeah, it's time.
Yeah. Let me go to story number 9 here. Story number 9, or the moment number 9, is actually more of a celebration of athletes by the athletic department. The athletic department's FANG Awards showcased quite a few of the outstanding performances from the past season. The women's sports just cleaned up.
Mm-hmm.
We had some of the softball players on the show prior to them going to the SWAC tournament. And I mean, between softball, volleyball, our women's track and field, they took home some big time awards. And I think what's kind of really cool about the FANG Awards, Kelvin, is that in talking to the students, they really appreciated being recognized by their peers,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is what that awards does. And I think some of them, I think they even admitted to being a bit surprised by the recognition and the honors, which again, a lot of it's coming from your peers, other athletes who, everybody's got their own hills that they're climbing in their own games and workouts and training and all the stuff that they do just to be good in their sport. But to be able to recognize and see what your classmates and your peers are doing, I think that's meaningful. And it goes to show the amount of pride that they have in representing FAMU. And so great job for being able to put on the FANG Awards.
Absolutely. Those student athletes deserve it. And it's no surprise that the women dominated, given that the year the women's teams had, frankly. And frankly, our women's sports program have been represented for the last 3-4 years. They're consistent.
They are. They are definitely that. All right, so that's just 2 of our top moments from the year. Let's do this. Let's take a short break, come back, a few other headline notes, and let's get into some more of the top moments of the year. Any moments that you have, please feel free to go ahead and post them in the chat. Let us know what was your top athletic moments of 25, 26. Maybe we forgot something. I doubt it, but maybe we did. So help us out. Tell us what you remember, what you recall from this past year. We'll be back right after these words. You are watching the O&G StrikeZone right here on the Black College Sports Network. We'll be back in a moment.
When it comes to professional learning, teachers deserve better. From the leader in online learning, Stride brings you the Stride Professional Development Center, an on-demand library of mobile-friendly courses that gives teachers choice and flexibility, allowing them to learn anytime and anywhere. Our dynamic courses provide bite-sized learning and help educators advance their knowledge while also gaining professional development hours. It's time you take charge of your learning. Visit us today to get started.
Planning an event? From weddings to corporate functions, CMJ Events LLC brings over 15 years of experience to make your vision a reality. Based in Metro Atlanta and serving statewide, even internationally, we provide versatile event planning and authentic catering cuisines tailored to your needs. Whether it's pre-game meals for student athletes, fundraisers, weddings, corporate functions, CMJ Events LLC is your one-stop solution for exceptional service and unforgettable food. Our diverse culinary heritage means we cater to all cultural tastes, dietary needs, and food restrictions, making every meal uniquely yours. Let's make your next event unforgettable. Visit us on all social media at CMJ Events LLC or email us at cmjeventsllc@gmail.com. Also give us a call at 404-664-3882 so that we can start planning now. From cancer care to accidental injuries to cardiac care, we all know that there are times that you can't control what happens in your life. But with Globe Life Family Heritage, you can be prepared to weather the storm when it comes. Call Dr. Beverly Eagle Rogers at 877-300-8269 or visit the website at globelifefamilyheritage.com. With over 25 years of serving communities, Dr. Beverly Eagles Rogers is here to help you and your family through difficult times. Dr. Beverly takes pride in Globe Life being one of the few companies that returns 100% of premiums to clients that stay healthy. So for more information, call Dr. Beverly Eagle Rogers at 877-300-8269 or visit the website at globelifefamilyheritage.com.
For over 30 years, HBCU Image has been more than just an apparel store. We've been a movement, a statement, a legacy. We celebrate the pride, the purpose, and the culture that make historically black colleges and universities legendary. HBCU Image, a Kenny T's company.
You're looking for the latest information on Southern University sports, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and HBCU athletics. There's only one place to go. Tune in to the Carlos Brown Show, exclusively on the Black College Sports Network.
All right, welcome back to the O&G Strike Zone. Bryan Fulford, Kelvin Rozier. APB out on Marcus Green. He said he was going to be here. Maybe we'll see. We'll see what happens here.
Yeah, he got to give up. He got to give his recruiting update.
Yeah, there's a lot to talk about here. So again, we are talking about some of the top moments of the 25-26 calendar year, academic year. And I think, Kelvin, number 8, there's a couple different, all kinds of headlines here that relates to number 8. I think we can first off talk about the moments regarding FAMU baseball and how that shaped this upcoming year. Our number 8 moment was our FAMU baseball team making it to the SWAC championship game after another good run. We finished the regular season tied for second. Well, no, excuse me. Let me rephrase how that worked out. We were technically third based on win percentage, but had the second best record in terms of wins in the conference. Regardless, being the 3 seed meant we were on the other side of the bracket from Bethune-Cookman, who, won the regular season title. Of course, we lost to them in heartbreak fashion a year ago. Well, this year, FAMU got some good performances in the tournament. We went unbeaten, won 3 straight games to get to the championship game. One game in which we saw Jackson McKenzie hit for the cycle, which I don't think anybody showed me a stat that said that had ever happened in the SWAC tournament before. So I'm not sure if that was the first time that it occurred, but it definitely was pretty impressive. Then we got a great performance by Jesus Campa, probably one of his best pitching performances in the game that put us in the championship game. There was all kinds of weather delays going on in that game. And, I mean, honestly, Bethune-Cookman got knocked out on the other side of the bracket, and it turned out to be a matchup between us and Alabama State. And Alabama State, Kelvin, had the second best record in terms of wins, overall wins. Now, they were what was their seeding? 4? They were a 4 seed in the tournament, but they had 30-win teams. And other than Bethune-Cookman, those were the only 2 teams to come into the tournament with 30 wins. But not many people were talking about them.
Yeah, they were a hot team. Had won about 9 or 10 in a row coming in.
Yeah.
Similar to what we do in our last couple of series.
Yeah. So we, come to find out, we go into that matchup, and the game, I think, because of the weather, gets delayed a little bit. Caleb Granger, our number 1. We got Granger pitching in the championship game. We've been scoring. We've been hitting the ball well. I mean, it was just set up where it just felt like this was set up for us. Second time making it to the championship game, just felt like a chance to win. Well, Alabama State jumped on us, and they jumped on us heavy. I think among their starting 9, everybody scored a run. They ended up, I think the final score was 8-6. We made it close late in the game in the final 3 innings, but it just wasn't to be. We weren't our best hitting selves. The pitching, we weren't our best pitching, especially from starter to middle reliever, and it just caught us. It just caught up to us, and we ended up losing a championship game for the second consecutive year.
If you look across what happened with regionals and super regionals, there was a lot of that going on. I think the first week of regionals, number 1 seed got put out, the number 2 seed again got put out. I think Florida State was like a 9 or a 10 seed. They lost their tournament. It was a lot of I guess you can say parity outside of the SEC in baseball.
Yeah, and I think the one thing that FAMU, the one thing that was encouraging and probably even a little maddening about, seeing the college baseball tournament play out over the past 2 weekends is you saw mid-major programs, teams that were 4 seeds. I think on the first day of the tournament, there were 4 seeds that beat a number 1 seed.
Milwaukee, Cal Poly. Yeah.
Troy, Arkansas, Little Rock. I mean, the Milwaukee story in itself is like, what?
Yeah, that's crazy.
That team at one point was 5-22.
Yeah. They came in the tournament under 500.
Yeah, and so, when we look in the mirror, and I say we, and I mean FAMU, and I mean the other HBCUs, and I'm speaking primarily SWAC because the 12 SWAC programs make up over 2/3 or about 2/3 of all of the HBCU Division I baseball programs. There is hope, but it's like, what are we doing to sort of get to that level? Like Troy advancing to the College World Series, right? A campus of like 7,000, stadium 2,500, community that's like under 20,000 in the Troy, Alabama area, but if you
look at that facility,
you look at the facilities and you look at the way they showed up, they had attendance in those 2 days of 7,000 for each day. Somebody at FAMU has to want that. Somebody other than Jamie Shoup. And I'm saying it flat out. Somebody at FAMU other than Jamie Shoup has to want that. Because it's possible. I know
it is possible.
Hey, I know the folks over in Daytona Beach are working to try to do it. What are we doing? And that's a hard, cold reality check that somebody should want. Somebody should want that because it's possible. But what is maddening, Kelvin, speaking of baseball,
it's happening all over though.
It is happening. The number of transfers.
I'm talking about great players on great teams with resources.
Yeah. I know Marcus. I was hoping Marcus would get in to be able to give us the total numbers, but most notably, we've had an exodus of some really good FAMU baseball players recently.
Yeah.
Most notably, Jay Campbell. Jay Campbell is a Tallahassee guy, correct, Kelvin?
Yeah.
He's been such a good player in the program for the last 2 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm reading his post on social media where he says, I want to thank my coaches, teammates, and everyone who has supported me. After careful consideration, I have decided to enter the transfer portal with 2 years of eligibility remaining. This past season, a .337 batting average, .963 OPS, .535 slugging, 68 hits, 55 runs, 52 RBIs, 6 homers, 23 extra base hits. And of course, don't forget, last year he was a part of the HBCU Swingman Classic as a freshman, was the most valuable player of the game. A SWAC all-tournament selection, first team all-SWAC. I mean, how do we let Jay Campbell get out the door?
What you mean let?
All right.
I mean, Florida State just lost 4 starters off their baseball team who went to hosting the regional. Across the landscape, they lost the player of the year in softball. She probably ended up going home. And we lost Mackenzie to Florida State, whose sister is a starter on that softball team at Florida State. it's been very active in baseball and softball in the transfer portal this year. And people are trying to position for two things. You had a softball player who got paid $1 million. So, of course, the player of the year who's from Texas, I'm pretty sure Texas Tech has been in contact with her people. and that's just the nature of the way it is. And they want to position themselves to have an opportunity to be drafted as high as possible. They got representatives now. I noticed that with Jay specifically, I kind of knew what was going to happen with McKenzie, but with Jay specifically, I saw that he had a representative, and so they're going to position their clients to go to a program where they can get noticed and get a little more bag. And it would help if they didn't have to do the field and had a little better facility, a little more support down there.
Seeing of course, Jackson McKenzie, who originally was a recruit by Mississippi State, then ended up in JUCO. Coach Shoup brought him to Tallahassee, brought him to FAMU, had a great season, hit .405 with 12 homers. He also threw, this part I didn't even know, he threw 31 innings, struck out 27 hitters, of course, hit for the cycle in the SWAC tournament. He ends up going to Florida State, which, Kelvin, I think this might be a first. We've had players come from Florida State to FAMU. I think this is a first, and please correct me if I'm wrong, if you know the sport or remember the name, of a FAMU player. Obviously, we're mid-major, FCS, however you want to categorize it, going across the tracks, going down the hill across the tracks. I mean, this is a first. But as you said, in the landscape of college athletics, mid-majors, we are here to serve.
Yeah, if you have players and they successful,
we serve the big boys.
It's gonna happen some. You're gonna lose some of them battles.
Yeah, that's where we're at. And that's gotta be,
and that's not a bad thing. Let's just say that. In the current landscape where it at, it's not a bad thing that you can attract players who are capable of playing at the highest level of baseball or getting drafted. Because don't forget, we got a player that got drafted last year who would have been in the transfer portal had he not gotten drafted so high. So yeah, that's a new reality.
Yeah, I guess it is. Doesn't make it any easier. There's some other names that jumped in the portal. I don't have the
Lopez, and the most of the other players who are in the portal, out of those five, I think it was total five. We named the main two who were stalwarts. Lopez, I think, started quite a bit too. Justin Lopez, I think, he played quite a bit. And then the other two didn't see a whole lot of playing time. So I imagine their decisions centered around playing time. And I know, and I just want to add, one of the players who transferred from Florida State is Sheffield. I'm interested to see what happened with him, because I noticed
one of the Florida. because his younger brother is a recruit coming to FAM. Just won a state championship. With Tampa Jesuit. That'll be interesting. You said he's leaving. He's transferring from Florida State.
Yep.
All right, that'll be interesting to see where he ends, and let's hope that his younger brother stays true to his. I believe he was signed, so hopefully he stays committed to his N-L-I. I almost said it's N-I-L, which, two different things.
But they don't have officially. They don't do the quote unquote letter 10. They do scholarships now.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens with with baseball. So that's story number 8 out of the top 10, baseball's championship run. Story number 7, top moments of the year. How about the dominance of our women's track and field in the SWAC?
And we probably had that one a little low. That kind of domination that they had. We're talking indoor, we're talking outdoor.
Yeah. Well, we're talking both. We're talking both.
That's what I'm saying.
We're talking both. Of course, they repeated as the outdoor champions. They won the indoor, so that's 3 consecutive track championships. And I think if you go back to the 25 season, they were second in the indoor. So for the last 2 years, well, obviously in the last 2 years, we won 3 straight, and then first or second over these past 2 seasons. Two consecutive years, we've had the fastest woman in the SWAC, 2 different ladies. Nia Blocker 2 years ago, DeAndre Gaines. And when I say that, I mean they took the quad. They took the 60 indoor, the 200 indoor, the 100 outdoor, the 200 outdoor.
And they both dominated. They really separated themselves from the field.
We had the fastest. We had relay teams, the 4x1, the 4x4. We had hurdlers that scored great this year. Ladson, the long jumper, of course, one of the outstanding multi-sport track and field athletes. I mean, just a banner year. And, of course, the highlight, we had 6 ladies competing in a few events. I think about 5 events at the NCAA East regions, with obviously our 4x1 advancing to Oregon. We finished the 100 meter with the first, second, and third fastest people. So, I mean, just a continual banner year, setting a high bar. And as we see the recruits that Coach Ellenwood is bringing, it's going to continue to get a little bit better.
Oh, no doubt. He's recruiting great, heavy, and his team was young. He don't have many seniors on his team, so
yeah.
And Blocker will be back next year.
Amen. We hope so. We hope so. All right. Story number 6, the top moments of the year, Kelvin. This will be interesting. It might be some people, I don't know. We talked about, women's track being a little low, but I do think when we think back on this year and we talk about top moments, we got to talk about the fact that, we're in a new era at FAMU, right? The transition in our athletic leadership. Back in mid-December, we got the news transitioning from Angela Suggs to Michael Smith, who was interim, to John Davis, taking over as the head of the athletic department, and what that means.
Ooh.
What does it still mean?
Who that dude?
We're still waiting to
who that dude
to find out what that.
I don't know you.
Well, we're still we're still trying. We're still reaching out. We're still petitioning to AD Davis to find some time to come on the show. There's a home here for you. We'd love an open invite, to come and talk to us.
There's a lot of important things happening in athletics. We have a lot of vacant administrative positions in athletics. A lot of turnover there. People left for various reasons. and hadn't heard a bunch of announcements. I know they brought in, I think, somebody who's going to be the deputy because, of course, Mike Smith officially will be retired in November. So,
Oh wow, didn't know that.
yeah,
Breaking
yeah,
news there.
yeah. So it's a lot of gaps that got to be filled and leadership voids that have to be filled and brought up to speed sooner than later.
Again, when he took the post and he had his introductory press conference, I go back and I looked at it every now and then, and I recall him talking about presenting a plan and a vision, and hopefully that vision will publicly come out here in this summer months, which I think was kind of the timeline that he gave in terms of what it will, when we'll see it. But as you mentioned, there's so many things happening around college athletics. And what is FAMU positioned to do? Who are we going to be? Yes. What are we going to become? What should be the top priority for FAMU athletics over the next season and the next 3 years, Kelvin?
But first of all, man, I like to have a feasibility, updated, a refreshed feasibility study done to kind of look at our athletic department in a holistic approach. And this consultant, get a firm who actually does this thing, so that we can trust the information that's presented. And
I'm talking about athletics. I don't know.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
It starts with a plan. We have to get a plan together, and from that you determine what a short term, what a long term, and you bring in all your constituents. I know there's a little effort. There's this ghost thing that's going on called One FAMU, where we saw one article, but we still haven't heard about who the committee is and what the committee is charged with, and what's supposed to be the results of that. And as you know, I'm gonna go on record. We don't want to avoid no smoke. I'm not a big committee guy with FAMU because it doesn't matter what the committee. We had a committee for the presidential search. How did that go? Oftentimes committees have agendas, or they just a placeholder for the decision to be made outside of whatever the committee is doing. So, there's rightfully so, given our history, some skepticism with that whole effort. And the more you communicate, the more transparent you are, and you have the face and the leadership of the university leading charge with the communication versus a consultant, I think it'd be better received and ease a little bit of that skepticism. But at the end of the day, we need a professionally done feasibility study to formulate our next steps. And that would look at where we are budgetarily, in comparison against our peers, how we're structured as a department, looking at the DSO structure and revenue opportunities, facilities. It starts with that. And I heard AD Davis talk about when he first came on, assessment. Well, I hope the assessments are going on, and more importantly, I expect to see the plan that he mentioned, at least the concepts of a plan very shortly here this summer before fall kicks in.
And more long range, 3 years. What should be a priority for FAMU athlete? Anything tangible? Is there anything tangible that you, because what you're speaking of to me sounds intangible. Anything tangible that should be a top priority?
What is intangible?
A plan.
The process. Any process that you have in any industry has to start with programming, whether it's construction, whether it's business. What is it that this department is trying to do? What is success? At what level? You're gonna have to scale it depending on what you're comparing it against. But we got to get the plan and the structure and the infrastructure in order to talk about what we're going to do. I mean, off the top of my head, I can tell you our budget need to be $15 million as an athletic budget. I can tell you we need a new baseball complex. We need PA systems and video boards at baseball, softball, track. We need a new track. Those are some very tangible things. And the P3 can resolve probably 70%, 75% of our issue. But again, I hadn't heard nothing about a P3 or any kind of actionable movement on that. So I think we just kind of treading water right now until I see something different.
Tough spot to be in. Okay. So the new era under John Davis was moment number 6. When we come back after this short break, we get into the top 5 moments of the year. And you guys let us know if you agree or disagree with the top 5. Still time for you guys to drop in your comments. And I've been starring some of your thoughts as you have been dropping them into the chat. So let us know, what are your top athletic moments of the 25-26 calendar year? When we come back, we'll tell you the top 5 for us right after this break. You're watching the O&G StrikeZone right here on the Black College Sports Network. We'll be back in a moment.
If you've ever told yourself, I want to get into real estate but don't know where to start, here's something just for you. From Friday, July 31st to Sunday, August 2nd, the Learn Real Estate Fast Masterclass is coming to McKenzie Office Park in College Park. You'll learn wholesaling, commercial investing, and how to purchase property with zero money or credit. I can tell you, education and access are everything. This masterclass is designed to give you both. Whether you're brand new or ready to level up, this is where you start making real moves. Enjoy free lunch, free study materials, and receive a certification of completion. So don't wait. Seats are filling fast. Do not sit on the sidelines while others build wealth. Take that first step toward ownership and legacy. Get your tickets now at learnrealestatefast.com or tickpick.com. For more information, call 678-859-3303. Master the market. Build your legacy. Secure your future today.
It's never too early to plant the seed, to share the tradition, and instill a sense of pride in your HBCU with your little ones. HBCU Pride and Joy Children's Boutique helps you share your school spirit with a wide selection of adorable kids apparel and accessories officially licensed from your favorite HBCU. Visit hbcupridejoy.com and follow us on all social media at HBCU Pride Joy on Facebook and Twitter. From cancer care to accidental injuries to cardiac care, we all know that there are times that you can't control what happens in your life. But with Globe Life Family Heritage, you can be prepared to weather the storm when it comes. Call Dr. Beverly Eagle Rogers at 877-300-8269 or visit the website at globelifefamilyheritage.com. With over 25 years of serving communities, Dr. Beverly Eagles Rogers is here to help you and your family through difficult times. Dr. Beverly takes pride in Globe Life being one of the few companies that returns 100% of premiums to clients that stay healthy. So for more information, call Dr. Beverly Eagle Rogers at 877-300-8269 or visit the website at globelifefamilyheritage.com.
For over 30 years, HBCU Image has been more than just an apparel store. We've been a movement, a statement, a legacy. We celebrate the pride, the purpose, and the culture that make historically black colleges and universities legendary. HBCU Image, a Kenny T's company.
You're looking for the latest information on Southern University sports, the Southwestern Athletic Conference, and HBCU athletics. There's only one place to go. Tune in to the Carlos Brown Show, exclusively on the Black College Sports Network.
Welcome back to the O&G StrikeZone alongside Kelvin Rozier. I'm Bryan Fulford. I don't think we're going to see Marcus Green tonight for some reason. If I had a dollar,
don't say.
If I had a dollar, I'd bet
it's not the bedtime. It's not the bedtime. Absolutely.
As I said, if I had a dollar, I'd bet on him not showing up. Him not showing up. Neither are the New York Knicks right now. So
I never went back to it, man. After the first quarter.
Oh man, I think
I'm still watching track.
Hold on, I think they got the Wu-Tang Clan out there doing
halftime. That's right.
But let's just say, yeah. One of the things I will say, Kelvin, I thought like usually in the NBA Finals, there's always one game that's like a blowout. There's at least one of the games that's a blowout for somebody. And I was just talking today saying that this feels like the game where somebody's going to get blown out in the first half. I really honestly thought it was going to be the Knicks. I was wrong. The Spurs with a 20-point first half lead right now.
Let me say this, Bryan.
Incredible to me.
If you ask Knicks fan, they got that DJT juice on them, and it's stinking up the joint.
Boy, you can't look. Can you lose an entire state? I mean, boy. You know what? That's another thing that I thought. I said, how great would that be if this guy wanting to come see a Knicks game ruined the mojo? And Knicks fans are that paranoid.
They are
that they will attribute not only have they attributed losing the 13-game win streak to him, but this I think in NBA Finals history, Kelvin, the first 4 games being won by the road team has never happened.
Right.
Never happened where the first 4 games have been won by the road team. They will blame that on him too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's talk about never being able to show your face in the city of New York again. Wow, this guy. But yeah, it's a pretty, this is the Spurs team that you kind of wondered if they were young enough, or if they were experienced enough, rather, not necessarily young enough, but if they were experienced enough to be able to play like this on the road. And this is impressive.
Yeah,
I don't know.
They've made an adjustment. They've made the adjustment now, and it's up to the Knicks to kind of make their adjustments if they can.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to get to the final 5 moments of the 2025 athletic year. Just to kind of briefly recap where we are to this point. Number 10 was the women's basketball program building momentum. after their season and winning their first SWAC tournament game. Number 9 was the FANG Awards Showcase Department Growth, and the ladies sports programs dominating and just showing you their level of excellence, as I believe four women's programs won SWAC titles this past year. Number 8 was our baseball team making a championship run for the second consecutive year, getting to the SWAC tournament and being dealt a cruel hand by the baseball gods as they lost to Alabama State 8-6. Number 7, the women's track and field dominance in the SWAC. Back-to-back outdoor champions, winning the indoor and outdoor in 26, and have now won 3 consecutive meet championships. Outdoor last year, indoor this year, and outdoor this year. So awesome job by the women's track program, and they don't seem to be letting up. And then number 6 was the new era of FAMU athletics under John E. Davis. And what does that even mean? And just what we hope to see, what we need to see sooner than later. All right, Kelvin, number 5. Here's where it gets controversial maybe, because I think any of these can be debated as to whether these are too low or too high. Volleyball team. The volleyball team, number 5, being named the team of the year at the FANG Awards, but more importantly, the fact that the volleyball team, as an 8 seed hosting the SWAC tournament, won their second consecutive championship, 3rd in the last 4 years. I mean, wow.
Played for it all 4 years.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, winning the championship game the past 4 seasons, and this year brought it home.
At home
in Tallahassee. Knocking off the number 1 seed in the first game, and then just continuing to roll from there.
Beat teams who beat them during the regular season.
And I think probably our greatest show moment with Coach Gokhan was him talking about them wanting to play number 1 seed Prairie View, which really think about how
he called it.
We lost a tiebreaker for the number, let's see, the 6 and 8 seeded teams all had the same record. We finished in 3rd of that tiebreaker, which thus put us against Prairie View, the regular season champion.
I think it was 4 of us tied. I think it was 5, 6, 7, and 8 at time.
Really? Okay, might have been
the same conference record. Yeah,
might have been, which is even more outstanding. And Coach predicted it. He was like, we were working on playing out of Prairie View A&M, and sure enough,
this might be the first time the 1 seed go down.
Beat them in. I think did we beat them in 4 sets?
Yeah,
I don't think it got to a 5th set.
No, I did.
We beat them in 4 sets, 3-1, and then
Coach Gokhan. I like that nickname. That was a good nickname. Whoever came up with it, but Coach Gokhan to me is like Coach Bill when it comes to using his challenges. He's a Jedi.
Yeah, he is.
He gets it right 99% of the time.
Yeah, we defeated Prairie View 3-1, then took on Alabama A&M 3-1, which I think Alabama A&M was one of those programs that I think was tied with us in the 5-8 tiebreaker, and we had lost to them in the regular season.
I think we got swept by them.
Might have been. And that was a major point about why we ended up as the 8 seed. And so then we defeated them 3-1. And then taking on Southern, we were the 8 seed I think Southern was like a 5 seed, weren't they?
Yeah.
They made a shocking little run through the tournament on the other side of the bracket.
Extremely athletic team. They were extremely athletic.
Yeah.
Not very long, but they were extremely athletic. They could jump, they could move.
Yeah. We ended up beating them 3-1. Advancing to the NCAA volleyball tournament where we traveled to Austin, Texas, and lost 0-3 to a really good Texas program.
To a great Texas program, a top 3 Texas program.
I don't think they won the national title, did they? So
I don't know. They might have played. They might have played for it if they didn't.
Did they? Yeah. Well.
Yeah. Don't matter. Don't matter. We played hard for our series. We did best we could with what we had.
Yeah, and this was the overall record, this was a rather new team in terms of the turnover from the year before. The overall record was 14-17. The conference record was 9-7. This team just really had to kind of find themselves. Again, this is 1 year coming off of the perfect season, right? Don't forget, a year ago, we were 16-0 in the conference, 19-0 if you include the tournament, 13-0 at home. Never lost a game at home. That's how dominant we were. 27-7 overall record. And so to come back with a team that was newer, trying to find themselves throughout the course of the year, it was a little frustrating to watch. Understandable, but to see it all come together at the end shows the true masterpiece of the coaching. That's story number 5, Kelvin. Wow. All right. You guys let us know in the chat, too low or just right, or should have been higher. Number 4.
Had they won the regular season, they would have been higher, I think. But because they didn't, they were 8 seed. Even though the tournament, winning the SWAC tournament, probably for me was my favorite team winning the tournament because they had to do it the hard way.
Well, I definitely think that's what makes it such a great moment is that there were a lot of people outside of us and outside of Tallahassee that were not expecting an 8 seed. People thought the run was over. Well, no, sorry, the run is not over. Back-to-back titles, 3 in the last 4 years. Yeah. And, when will it end is what the rest of the SWAC is wondering because this volleyball team is only going to be better in 2026 with the returners because I think we only lost like 2 or 3 girls to graduation.
Correct.
So, yeah. All right, that's number 5. Number 4, FAMU Golf wins the PGA Works Collegiate Championships, being the HBCU national champions for the second time in the past 3 seasons. It underscores a great year in the in golf and in the circuit of winning other HBCU themed events, right? Just outstanding year. I mean, the past 3 seasons, Black College National Champion, SWAC champion last year, another Black College National title. Just another outstanding year, man. And we had 2 All-Americans this year, which is saying a lot.
And this season, it includes the fall also. I think we won more tournaments. I think we won almost every tournament we participated in. If we participated in 8, we won 6, 5 or 6. So we truly were dominant. And the only thing missing out of that was the SWAC championship, which we ended up being run up in. And you see coaches went out and brought in even some additional pieces, and he's already told us he's going to play not just the HBCU schedules, but he's going to play a major schedule also, and add about 3 more tournaments in, because that's the caliber of team and players he has.
Mm-hmm. Was this the most underrated achievement in the athletic season?
Underrated?
Yeah.
I don't know. They got a lot of support. You know, people raise funds. Got some minor NIL sponsorship. They got recognition on some national recognitions. But I guess out of all the, I'm thinking about the season in totality. Maybe.
Okay. I mean, just a second here. How do you? This is ridiculous. You know, okay, so that's number 4. Let's move over to number 3. 3 stories left. 3 moments left. You guys let us know.
Number 3 probably is the biggest story.
Hold on. Let me go to let me take a look in the chat here. Let me see the ones I hear. Let me see. Rick Kinsey said his top moments were the golf team, softball, and track winning championships. V and Matt, the FAMU softball tournament game versus Southern, an 11-inning classic. How about, Kirk Dawkins, the hawk him
That
down
meme.
meme.
Yeah, that meme, yeah.
That was a great moment. Yes, indeed. Jimmy Mack says Charlie Ward running off 4 straight wins, beating Reggie Theus, making his cry at the end of the season. I don't know. Was Reggie crying?
I did.
It's a lot of complaining there going on there at the end, but he's the AD. I guess he can do that, right?
He did at the first game.
He did at the first game. He was home.
And they let him get away with it.
They did. Them sure did. Gail said FAMU softball went over Southern. Samantha pitched an awesome game with all the rain delays. Yes, she did indeed.
Yes.
Tim Young brings up an interesting game. Remember the FAMU baseball game against Florida, in which
we lost 7-5 in the last 2
baseman
runs.
stepped on the wrong base.
And I found out something after that game that I didn't know was a thing. So, I do security for, the FSU baseball games too.
Yeah.
And they had a play similar to that where Florida State first baseman stepped on the bag, on the runner's bag.
Uh-huh.
But the runner was called out, and what Howard was explaining to me was that if the ball takes you off the regular first base bag, you can declare. Now I don't know what that means, so to speak, but I guess the runner wasn't close enough, and so he had to go to the first base. I don't know if he said something, but you can declare, and the runner can still be out, and that's what happened in that case. So next time we have Coach Shu, I'm gonna ask him is he aware, and kind of clarify how you do that.
Okay. And Tim Young would like to know the value financially that SWAC TV brings to FAMU athletics. I think that's to be determined, Tim. I think we'll find out about that. My guess is during the SWAC football media days.
Yeah, we trying to work on. We trying to work on. You ain't the only one that got that question, Tim.
Yeah, I think they from my reports, the SWAC has not had their media day or their spring meetings yet, or I guess now summer meetings. So they haven't had those yet. And when they have them, that'll be.
But I will say they typically, no conference typically will give you the details of their contracts. Sometimes in their announcement of a contract or deal, they'll give you a overall number or something, but usually the details aren't part of that, and there's strategic reasons for that. You know, the media companies don't necessarily don't want you to know it because of negotiations and with other media with other conferences. In some cases, I don't know if the information is available until the actual season is complete and reconciliation starts to see what actually is going to be distributed. Because I don't know in the SWAC TV deal case, and I think this will be the case. I don't know if what is reported is what actually is going to get, in startup. So, but it's an excellent question. I have that same question.
All right. Let's get to the top 3 moments of the 25-26 season. Number 3 might be number 2 or 1. You tell us. It's Charlie Ward's first full season as the head coach of Florida A&M men's basketball. A year where we had the saga controversy with the previous coach. AD Angela Suggs goes out, makes the call, and Charlie Ward answers. And we really saw this program grow up right before our eyes, where, they had to learn how to overcome some obstacles and challenges in the non-conference. And then what they did is when the conference season started, I think I'm just kind of scanning back through the schedule here. If I recall, Kelvin, remember we were at the Bethune game where we lost by 4, but felt very encouraged because following that was a 5-game winning streak that really kind of woke people up. They're like, oh, look at what Charlie Ward is doing. Look at what FAMU is doing. We went 5-1. And then we turned that into we went from a 5-game winning streak to a 4-game losing streak. And then all of a sudden it had people, wondering, we were like, are the dirty warts starting to show up? Then you had a period of, win a game, lose a game, win a game, lose a game. And then we finished the regular season strong with a 4-game winning streak to finish as the number 2 seed going into the SWAC tournament, an 11-7 conference record. And I mean, we got a win in the tournament. First round, opening round tournament, sent Jackson State home, checked them out at 11 o'clock, right? Everyone had fun with that. and then we're playing a Southern team that we had swept twice before. That old cliche about it being hard to beat a team 3 times. Well, Southern hit a big time shot. Nearly not quite a buzzer beater, but pretty doggone close. And season comes to an end. But what a magical run! And I tell you, it made people really stand up and say, "How soon, Kelvin, before Coach Ward and our men's basketball team brings the SWAC title. It might be closer than we thought, sooner than we thought.
No, only you all might be thinking that way. I told you that they were going to be competitive and have a chance to win last year, and then year 2, I expected, all bets off, the lights out, and they on par, they on course to do just that. And by the way, I asked Coach Ward, since he, I know he played for the Knicks, and last time they were and they played San Antonio. But I also know he has relationships and connections to San Antonio. Also, I think he actually played in San Antonio for a minute too.
Didn't know that.
But I was asking him about, where he was with that, and in his way, he pretty much, he spent most of his career in New York, so.
Of course he's going for the Knicks. I mean, how can he not? He's a Knicks alum.
Yeah.
I mean, surprised he's not there sitting in that front row area with his former teammates, So if there's a game 6, he might be. Who knows? So, but anyway, a lot of optimism in the future for FAMU basketball. So many things are changing with college basketball, especially for mid-majors. We've seen a lot of changeover in the SWAC already. 3 of the top 4 programs, according to recent coaches polls, all experienced changes. Texas Southern, Alabama State,
top players,
Jackson State, right?
Bethune lost a player too.
They did to P4, P5.
I think that's where he headed.
Yeah. So every year the college basketball takes a change. The SWAC changes every year. We'll see. Can FAMU catch lightning in a bottle? Again, I'm excited that the exhibition game against Florida State opened up the season. I'm excited that there's going to be an opportunity to do a tip-off classic in Tampa against Florida State as sort of the primetime billing after Florida and Miami. So, Tampa Rattlers, get your tickets, be ready to play that one, be ready to be there for that one. And then I can't wait to see what this non-conference schedule looks like. I think there is some real optimism this year that we can win some significant games in the non-conference heading into SWAC play.
Oh, I guess I give another nugget since you brought that out. Don't expect to see a bunch of Power 4 this year on the men's schedule. They still gonna make their money, but don't expect a bunch of Power 4 schools. They're gonna try to have a better out-of-conference record and be more competitive. So I wouldn't expect more than 3 Power 4 schools.
We only played 5 last year.
Yeah,
I'm looking at we
expect that to decrease.
Oh, even less than 5, huh?
Yes.
Well, but see, and this is a year where, remember, Coach Gordon told us this is a year where you have additional non-conference games. So, okay, let's see what it looks like. Let's please make sure we're not playing any D2s except for the exhibitions, please. That's all I ask.
If you know our staff, I don't think you have to worry about that.
I want games that good. We want games that matter.
Any games you play is gonna matter, but I don't think you have to tell this staff that though.
Okay. Well, story number 3 was Charlie Ward's first season as the men's basketball coach. 2 stories left, 2 moments. Moment number 2. We've got a change in the football program. Coach James Cozy III out. Quinn Fordham Gray Sr. in. the Quinn Gray era begins as late December. Quinn Gray named the new head ball coach.
No running back Cozy?
No, they ran him off. That's where they ran him.
They didn't run it back. They ran it off.
Ran him off after 2 seasons. Tough job. FAMU's a tough job.
Yeah? Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, tough job. Quinn Gray, of course, the FAMU Hall of Famer, had just come off of a championship, Black College National Championship with Albany State, SIC champion. And now he is coaching at his alma mater. He is not as he reminded us, he is not the same Quinn that played under Coach Joe, nor is he the same who formerly was an assistant coach on the Earl Holmes staff back in the day. But, I think, Quinn has done I think the community has done a great job embracing Quinn, and we saw the All In campaign. We also saw how FAMU responded to how Quinn Gray responded to the APR postseason ban. The expectations didn't change, did they, Kelvin? For this first year for Coach Gray, even though we cannot compete for a SWAC title or a Celebration Bowl.
I mean, with some folks are more measured and reasonable with their expectations. But this is Rattler Nation, so at the beginning of the year, there's always going to be optimism that we'll have opportunity to win the Black College National Championship, and this year would be no different.
How great would that be? How great would that? You talk about get the controversy of FAMU potentially going 11-1 or something to that extent, and being in the mix, and then at the end of the day, people saying, "Yeah, but you guys aren't eligible. How can you be the Black College? How can you be the best team in Black college football?"
And you're going to beat them all. We play South Carolina State, Tennessee State, Jackson State, Alabama State. It won't be no question now.
Because it'll all be based on what was done on the field, right?
Yes, sir.
So that'll be fun. But so that story moment number 2 was seeing Quinn Gray come home.
Big story too. Coach, he earned his stripe. He deserved it. I think he's the right person at the right time. I love his staff, and you can tell by how we raised that money once he was announced for his program, and how most of the players stayed and didn't go anywhere, and even so after the announcement of the APR. So, yeah, very important hire.
Well, it leaves us with one moment in time, one shining moment. Our number one moment from the 25-26 year was our SWAC softball team's historic championship run. I don't know if I can quite call it the greatest season in program history, but I can definitely call it the greatest season since we've joined the SWAC.
Yeah, that'll be right.
And I think last season, remember we talked about how exciting the tournament was. And last season we were coming out of the losers bracket, right? The elimination bracket, and had to do some outstanding things. This year, not the case. We were the front runners. We played the epic 11-inning game against Southern, which will go down as one of those instant classics, right? And then we'll always remember the weather delays, and we'll remember having to be perfect when you needed to be in the final game of the season. And how can we ever forget some of the unique and timely coaching changes by Coach Beal, and then of course the timely hitting of Braxton Battle in a tie ball game, pinch hitting and bringing in the winning run with a single into left center. Those moments will last forever, Kelvin.
Yeah, they go down in family softball folklore, and you got to remember the tournament. We didn't blow people away. All our tournament games in softball were competitive, and so our young ladies just showed their grit and found ways to finish out and close games and overcoming adversity. Because you remember the weather wreaked havoc on the tournament.
Mm-hmm. Of all the championships won, again, we've got volleyball, you've got softball, track and field indoor, track and field outdoor, and even HBCU golf, Kelvin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put you on the spot. Which one was what was your favorite? But then maybe a different question. What do you think was the most important championship we won?
All of them important.
Oh, come on. No, you can't do that. Not allowed to do that, sir.
I can.
No,
but my favorite for the excitement factor was the softball. Just exciting. But I don't know if we call it the most important, but the most rewarding, I think, was the women's track domination in indoor and outdoor.
Mm-hmm.
And the softball, because they were the East champs and they didn't quite finish it last year, and they were able to finish in dramatic fashion, is why they get the edge. Volleyball was right there with them, though. I almost want to put them 1A, 1B.
Yeah. It's always hard when you're trying to I love to see you guys and your thoughts there. V and Matt talking about the most impressive was volleyball. I agree with you. Let's take a look at it one last time. That championship moment, our top moment of the year, softball's championship moment, as told by a good friend, Charles Edmond.
1-1 pitch. Popped up, shallow left. It's going to drop for a base hit. Running around third. She tries to score. The throw's too late. Florida A&M is your 2026 SWAC softball champions. Braxton Battle. A single in the shallow left field. Scores Beltry. The Rattlers are your SWAC tournament champions.
Hey, and Bryan, you know what the favorite part of that is? Not the play itself. It's the pal and Coach Bill being at the bottom of it. That's what I'm talking about.
The celebrations, are glorious. Well, I think you can watch that, and you can watch, those viral minutes where it says you go back and watch something, and every time you watch it, if you look at somebody different, you'll watch somebody different do something that'll really bring a smile to your face. And I really hope, I would tell you, if you're ever feeling down or sad, just go find the clip of that softball play. And if that doesn't bring a smile to your face, man, pray harder, because that just brings a smile. Because you can watch, like you said, I can watch Coach Beal, I can watch any of those young ladies, and there's a different emotion. There's something, and they all have a story, and they all had their ups and downs and their challenges to overcome, their seasons. But man, I tell you, what a beautiful moment that was, and so incredibly excited and proud of what those ladies accomplished. So,
by the way, Bryan, and baseball used to have that same kind of format set up too, where the championship was double elimination was double elimination. As you recall, we lost the game against Southern, had to win the second game in order to win the championship. Baseball didn't have the opportunity. Hopefully they'll fix that.
What do you mean for softball?
For baseball, the championship game.
In the SWAC?
Yeah.
Well, I know we were in the same role that Southern was in a year ago.
Correct.
Right. That's what you're referring to?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Right.
It's not a one game winner take all.
No, it's yeah, exactly. Which it's kind of sad and disappointing the way it is. Maybe the SWAC, since they aren't going to be so reliant, it seems like, on ESPN to broadcast, that's something they could think about. But they had bigger challenges down the stretch, obviously, due to weather.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's something that, weather is undefeated. Mother Nature, she continues to win.
In outdoor sport, you better believe it.
Yeah.
And it's gonna rain every time in the South in May.
Yeah. So again, our top 5 consisted of number 5, FAMU volleyball, being maybe the team of the year, winning the SWAC tournament as an 8 seed. Number 4 was the men's golf, winning the PGA Works and just being declared Black College National Champions, and just a great season they had in their number of tournaments won. Number 3, Charlie Ward, his first full season and what he did for FAMU basketball and really inspiring people, giving people hope that FAMU basketball wasn't just a wasteland or missed opportunities, that no, we got some good coaching, we got some good talent, and they're going to be fun to watch. Number 2, the Quinn Gray era begins in Tallahassee. The challenges and just the excitement that comes from that, from the fundraising to the challenges that the APR suspensions and all that comes around. And so Coach Gray only been on the job 6 months, but already done a great job at FAMU. And then, of course, number 1, as shown just earlier, softball's historic championship run, winning a SWAC title, and the second year for Coach Brittany Beal. And it just adds to the level of excitement that we have in the future of softball. So.
Good list. I wonder if anybody thought we missed anything. I didn't see it.
Yeah, I mean, you guys let us, I'd love to hear from you. Let us know, if even if you're watching a replay, you can always type something in the comments. You can always send us something via our social media handles, or you can send an email to the show, O&G StrikeZone @gmail.com. Let us know if you think we missed a moment. Obviously, the next thing that we'll do is, obviously we'll have our O&G Awards coming up in July, and we'll give you all a chance to vote on the top moments and top plays of the year. So we will want to hear from you guys as well. So you guys will get an opportunity to let us know who are the top athletes, top moments, so on and so forth. So we look forward to that. That's always a fun show of something fun that we can wrap up. Okay. Well, Kelvin, we might be going into the fourth quarter with the Knicks down by 15 or less. Can they pull it off? Can they pull off? This team has already done a 22-point comeback once before, so it's not impossible.
But that's the exception, not the rule, not the norm. I don't go on exceptions. I play the odds.
I played the Knicks to win, so I don't know what odds you playing, but you tell me You don't see it happening, huh? You don't think it happens? I think it's gonna get tight.
No, I expect they'll make a run. It's basketball; they make runs, but I don't. I think they got that juju, and I don't know how they gonna get that stink off them.
Hold on, what'd you call it again? That DTJ?
The DJ, the DJT juju.
That just sound dirty. Lord have mercy. Too much passing. Shoot the ball. All right. Well,
and I tell you, Brian, I'm going to enjoy the Knicks fans blowing up over because I can see it clear as day coming. If they continue to lose.
Well, 15 points. The Knicks are down. Going to the fourth quarter. Well, hey, we appreciate everybody tuning in and watching the show, and however and wherever you're watching us, feel free to leave comments. If you're watching on Facebook, if you're watching on YouTube, hey, go download the BCSN Pod Zone. You can even leave comments. If you watch the show on Pod Zone or the podcast, your favorite podcast platform, Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcast, please share your thoughts with us. Let us know your top moments from the year. What did you like about the list? Anything that we had too high, anything that we had too low? We'd love to hear from you. That's going to do it for tonight's show. Maybe we'll have Marcus Green next week, but he's off on assignment. Hope he's doing well. And that's going to do it for tonight's show. We will have some guests next week, hopefully, if they don't cancel on us. But so we'll see. We will see. All right. Well, hey, enjoy the rest of the week. Don't forget, a 4x100 team running sometime around 8 o'clock Eastern tomorrow. Make sure to check social media handles. Follow us on all the handles, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We'll let you know. You can always leave a super chat. If you're on the YouTube feed, you can always drop something in the Cash App if you want as well. All your donations are appreciated. For Kelvin Rozier, I'm Bryan Fulford. Thanks for watching tonight, everybody. Rattler Nation, be safe, be great. Things up, and we'll see you again next time. Peace out.